You are 10 years old, and you are already being taught how to disappear, not physically, politically. In the royal court of the Mali Empire, the sons of the king are raised to be invisible until the moment they are needed. You watch your uncle rule from a golden stool that no one else is allowed to sit on. You memorize the names of 40 vassal kingdoms. You learn Arabic because trade runs through it, and trade is the only language that matters more than blood. Is this what power looks like? Not yet. Right now, power looks like silence, patience, and paperwork. You are a prince of Mali, and you are decades away from becoming a legend. Your first real job is provincial administration. You are sent to govern a smaller region, far from the capital of Niani, to prove you can manage tax collection, settle disputes between Malink farmers and Soninka traders, and keep the salt caravans moving north across the Sahara without being robbed. This is not glamorous. This is spreadsheets before spreadsheets existed. You track gold dust in leather pouches. You track salt slabs, sometimes worth their weight in gold in the desert interior. One miscount and a trade route relationship collapses for a generation. You start to understand something most rulers never grasp. An empire isn't held together by armies. It's held together by ledgers. By your mid-20s, you are deputy to the reigning Mansa, the empire's supreme ruler, and you are handed something almost no one survives: control of a military campaign. Mali's wealth comes from three unglamorous sources: gold from the Bambik and Bor mines, salt from Taghaza, and copper from the north. Whoever controls the mining regions controls the empire's entire economic engine. You are sent to secure and expand that control, and you succeed. Historians estimate that by this period, West Africa was producing roughly half of the world's gold supply. Half! You are standing at the center of the medieval global economy, and almost no one outside your empire knows your name yet. In 1312, the Mansa before you does not return from a naval expedition into the Atlantic. You are elevated to the throne. You are now Mansa Musa, ruler of an empire larger than Western Europe, controlling more gold than any other kingdom on earth. The pressure is immediate and total. Every decision is now yours. Every famine, every border dispute, every merchant complaint about caravan taxes lands on your desk, and there is no one above you to defer to. Psychologists studying modern executive stress call this decision fatigue, the measurable decline in judgment quality after making too many consequential choices in sequence. You have that problem at imperial scale, with a war elephant's worth of decisions arriving daily, but you do something almost no medieval ruler does. You turn your wealth outward. In 1324, you leave for the Hajj, the Islamic pilgrimage to Mecca. This isn't a modest religious trip. Contemporary Arab chroniclers describe a caravan of roughly 60,000 people, including thousands of soldiers, servants, and enough camels to carry an estimated 18 tons of gold. You are not just a king anymore, you are a walking economic event. When your caravan passes through Cairo, you spend and give away so much gold that you accidentally crash the local economy. Egyptian historian al-Makrizi, writing decades later, documented that gold's value in Cairo remained depressed for roughly a dozen years afterward, because you had single-handedly flooded the market. Think about that. One man's pilgrimage caused a measurable multi-year inflationary event in a foreign kingdom's currency. Modern economists still cite this as one of history's earliest documented examples of a single actor destabilizing a regional money supply. You return home changed, and so does your empire's global reputation. The 1375 Catalan Atlas, one of the most important maps of medieval Europe, depicts you sitting on a throne holding a gold nugget, visible to cartographers in Spain who had never set foot in West Africa. You have become cartographically famous. Your face, or an imagined version of it, is now printed onto maps used by European kings. As Mansa, your job shifts entirely. You are no longer securing mines or leading raids. You are building institutions. You commission the Jingriber Mosque and transform Timbuktu into a center of Islamic scholarship, funding libraries and universities that will, within a century, house an estimated hundreds of thousands of manuscripts. You import architects, notably Abu Ishaq al-Sahili, to redesign your cities in fired brick rather than mud construction. You are not just spending gold. You are converting temporary wealth into permanent infrastructure, a strategy modern economists call diversification away from a single resource dependency. Centuries before anyone names it that. Why does a man with unlimited gold care about libraries instead of just more gold? Because you understand something your younger self, sorting salt pouches in a provincial outpost, could never have guessed. Gold moves. Gold gets spent, taxed, stolen, melted down, and forgotten. Knowledge compounds. A university keeps producing scholars for centuries after the gold that built it is gone. By the end of your reign, around 1337, you rule an empire estimated by some modern historians to have controlled wealth equivalent, in relative terms, to hundreds of billions of dollars today. You govern a territory stretching from the Atlantic coast to the salt mines of the Central Sahara. You have 40 conquered kingdoms answering to your throne, and yet, alone at night, the isolation is is total. There is no other Mansa to call. There is no peer who understands what it means to make a decision that reroutes trade for an entire continent. Every crown, in every century, carries this same silent cost. The higher you climb, the fewer people can tell you the truth. You began as a 10-year-old boy taught to disappear into silence and patience. Now you are the man whose gold rewrote the maps of the known world, and the silence around you has never been louder.